Let's talk about the Chiefs' practice today from Wednesday, August 17th, look at some highlight plays and players, as well as discuss some injuries from some very notable players that are already starting to stack up, and much freaking more. But first, how about those? What's up, guys? My name is Cole, aka the commander of the Washington Redbeards, or sometimes known as the Red-Bearded Chief Official Coordinator of Content, and I do daily news about the Kansas City Chiefs. So make sure to sub if you're new for some very legitimate, thorough coverage. Hit that like button to wish all of these injured players well. The list is growing like my beard, and it is indeed concerning me. And let's get into today's video, starting with just that, an injury report from today, because there's some notable additions to this list. First off, you have those we already know about, which is offensive tackle Lucas Niang still on the PUP list with the knee injury. Blake Bell is still out today due to that hip flexor from last Saturday's game. And Juju Smith-Schuster was not at practice for the second day in a row due to a sore knee, whatever that means. And now, here's some new additions. These are fun. Running back Jerick McKinnon did not practice today due to a hamstring issue. Defensive tackle Chris Jones left very early into practice with a sore back, and he was in the front of a cart, never returned to practice. And then wide receiver Mecole Hardman followed suit later in practice due to what is believed to be a groin injury that did appear, at least at first, to be a bit more serious. Basically, he landed awkwardly on his left leg during a red zone period, laid there for a moment, came up limping, and then walked to the medical tent. It was noted that Mahomes, Andy Reid, and MVS all visited with Hardman, who was seen smiling and dapping up Brett Veach after he exited the tent, but was in fact carted off in the front seat of the cart for further evaluation. On his way out, Country Boy 567 actually asked Hardman, "You good, bro?" And Hardman's response was, yes. So some positive signs indeed. And Alex Marvez, I think his name is, from SiriusXM Radio tweeted this out after practice. Andy Reid told SiriusXM NFL that Mecole Hardman is undergoing an MRI on the groin injury he suffered during Wednesday's practice. Andy is optimistic it isn't serious. And then Dr. Charles Goldman of Chiefs Wire hopes for Hardman that it is a grade 1 groin strain, which is minor, and then said, quote, he could probably still practice/play on that, but I'd shut him down for the rest of the preseason. Risk of re-aggravation is high. Not a great injury for someone whose game heavily relies on speed and quickness. All right, well, let's talk about these injuries for a moment, because there's quite a bit. Chris Jones leaving with a sore back worries me a tad, because a big man with a sore back is never a good thing, for one. And for two, I have 2 bulging discs in my back right now and only sit down to record these videos. And then for 2, back injuries still scare me when I think of somebody on the Chiefs like Mitchell Schwartz leaving and never returning. But hopefully it's something indeed minor. We should find out more on Chris Jones soon. But because of that, I'm going to assume he does not play in Saturday's game. And then Jerick McKinnon was out with that hamstring injury. That's not really a surprise, as he's dealt with injuries off and on throughout his career, and especially now that he's getting older, this seems to be a bit more common. You'd hope it's a minor hamstring issue, but I would assume they do not play him this Saturday either. So what does that do for the running back room? Well, you still have CEH, who will play a bit, then CEH Pacheco, who was seen with the 1s and 2s today, and then RoJo, who, in spite of McKinnon's injury, still took no reps with the first team today. We'll see Derek Gore get some reps, Tayon Fleet Davis, and maybe Jerrion Ely, unless he's still running as a wide receiver. But as far as RoJo is concerned, not getting any first-team reps today, that's still concerning, further baffling this whole RoJo experiment that has been going on since they brought him in. Although I will say this, RoJo did get a little work in with the first team on 7-on-7 drills, but Charles Goldman says that the Chiefs tend to rotate players frequently in and out during those drills. For example, in this clip here, in which Mahomes has a nice connection with Kelsey, RoJo's in the backfield, but I'm not sure it means much, if anything at all, considering Mike Caliendo is the guy who snapped the ball to Mahomes, and Corey Coleman was also seen running a route here as well, further confirming what Goldman says about the Chiefs frequently rotating players in and out on 7v7, and therefore I wouldn't read much into this. Now, back to injuries. Juju Smith-Schuster's knee bothers me a bit, especially not knowing what is going on, as he's now missed his second day of practice in a row, but hopefully we'll get an update on this man soon. And with Juju out and now Mecole Hardman also out with this groin injury, neither are going to play Saturday, at least in my bearded opinion, which means others will get to step up a bit in their absence. Players such as Sky Moore and Justin Watson, more than likely. It was noted by Harold Kuntz that Josh Gordon got a couple reps in with the ones today as well, so he could be another guy you see in the mix. Lots to ponder here as we discuss the injury report, because there are a lot of notable players out right now due to injury, and it scares me. Offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy doesn't seem scared, though, by the injuries, and said for now, it's the next man up mentality, and other players will get the opportunity to show if they have what it takes.
Not nervous at all. Obviously, you want guys to always stay healthy, but this gives a number of guys an opportunity to go up there and step up and show exactly what they can bring to the table.
And as far as absences go, long snapper James Winchester, who sounds like a gun, missed for personal reasons, not an injury. But with Winchester not there, both Travis Kelce and Derek Gore were handling the long snaps in the meantime. Very interesting. Kicker Harrison Butker returned today after missing a practice with the sore ankle and said he's fine and seems to be good to go.
Yeah, I was able to kick today and I'll kick tomorrow, and I think it was just precautionary, just resting from coming off a game and just giving it time to go.
And as far as highlights from today go, Mahomes could be seen here in this clip throwing the ball 65 plus yards. You know, no big deal or anything like that. Mahomes also had a great throw to Justin Watson here for a nice little touchdown featuring Trent McDuffie close in coverage. Watson was indeed getting more reps in with the first team today, even prior to Mecole leaving the field. As you can see, Hardman here in this clip, still in practice, not injured, where Watson was actually running the wrong route from what it looks like, and Mahomes yelled out no mid-throw, then proceeds to tell Watson something that I could not understand. So yeah, Watson's still working on it, probably learning the playbook and all that stuff, but he still might perceive to be wide receiver 5 lock at the moment. Eric Bieniemy said that Watson has continued to make plays every day, but still has some room to improve.
Well, I'll say this about Mr. Watson, a consistent player, okay? And the thing about it, every day he goes out there, he's working to improve upon something. And every day he's found a way to make a play. So very pleased and satisfied with what we've seen so far, but he knows that he needs to continue working and continue improving on the little things.
And then even though Mecole got injured today at practice, he still made some nice plays prior, showing continued promise, catching multiple TDs in the team's red zone drill, including this wide open pass where there was some blown coverage on the play by the defense, and then he had a nice 1v1 rep against Trent McDuffie for a solid catch in the end zone. Let's freaking go. Sky Moore could also be seen here in a 1v1 against Joshua Williams, making a stop so quick that he himself almost fell over but finished strong, coming down with the catch. Sky has been working hard, learning quick, and Eric Bieniemy said he's been having a lot of fun out there as well.
And then he's just having a good time. It's like he's playing PlayStation out there. He's just out there having fun, and it's fun to watch him work. But on top of that, it's fun to watch his growth process since day one.
And then here's a freaking dime from Chad Henne to wide receiver Corey Coleman. Somebody asked me recently why Henne is QB2, and it's because of plays like this that I continue to see. A great throw and an excellent grab from Coleman with tight coverage from DiCaprio Bootle. Coleman is someone fighting for a roster spot, so catches like these are great for him. And an absolute must, if we're going to be honest. Travis Kelce had a couple of nice connections with Mahomes today. One which I've already shown, but will show again because it's nice. And I could watch the Mahomes to Travis Kelce connection all day long. And then here's another in this clip via a quick turn inside for an easy 10 yards or so before contact was even made. Nothing new here. It was noted as well that Jody Fortson was seen fully practicing today, but mainly with the 2s and the 3s. And I find that interesting because prior to Fortson's injury, in which he was out for almost 2 weeks, he was primarily working with the first team. So I'm not sure if they're just ramping Fortson up a bit or what is going on there, especially considering the fact that Blake Bell is still out and injured. In the meantime, Noah Gray has been getting more looks with the ones, so he may indeed be the next man up for right now. In some running back news, CEH had a great run here with a nasty juke at the end, leaving Brian Cook shook in this look. You like those rhymes? Nice work, Clyde. EB said today that Clyde has been working on his endurance, interestingly enough, and it's been a good thing to see.
You know what, Clyde has done a heck of a job. And the thing that my challenge has been for him is to, I know this sounds crazy, but just to get his win right, okay? To make sure that his endurance is right. to be able to play 7, 8, 9, 10 plays in a row. And so it's been impressive watching him work and challenging himself. And I've seen growth in that area.
And it was noted later that cornerback Trent McDuffie stripped CEH after a catch, so you got to work on them hands a little bit more. But that Pacheco had another nice catch today, which all of us really love to hear about as of late. Pacheco could also be seen here with a very nice run with the first team in which he aggressively fights for a TD at the end, jumping up to dance for a moment before running back to the huddle like, oh yeah, I got to run another play. And Bieniemy had some positive things to say about Pacheco during his presser today.
He's a very confident young man, okay? Now, you're talking about a kid that plays hard. Pacheco plays hard. The thing I need Pacheco to do, and first of all, he's doing a great job. He has tremendous work ethics. As a young back, this is probably one of the toughest things that they need to learn, is allowing the game to come to him, learning how to be a patient runner, okay? Understand exactly what's going on up front, so now he can have a better feel on how to square his shoulders up, press it, and then read it out from there. But as far as work ethics, works hard. As far as a tough runner who will try and find 4.5 yards, checks that box, all right? And then on top of that, he does a great job in the pass game where he's catching it, and he's still learning to perfect his craft in pass pro. And it ain't so much with his attitude and blocking. It's just making sure he knows exactly who to pick up. And that takes a little while for a young guy.
So yeah, let's go. The Pacheco hype train just keeps on choo-chooing. And then a few defensive notes here. Harold Kuntz said that in 9-on-7s, Danny Shelton practically threw Derek Gore for a tackle and to please get this man off the third team. So yeah, Danny Shelton seems to be making an impact quickly here on the team and may very well make this roster. Taylor Stallworth is a question mark to me right now if Danny Shelton keeps playing well, as you also have Colin Saunders looking good, and then Derek Nottie, who in my opinion is pretty much a lock. The only thing is Taylor Stallworth looked good to me last preseason game against the Bears, making multiple plays that I jotted down on my little notebook. So this is definitely a position we will have to keep our little pupils on. Another position to keep tabs on is the Chiefs cornerback room, as both L'Jarius Sneed and Joshua Williams spoke with the media today. Sneed is one of the vets in the cornerback room, yes, but he's always trying to learn and to get better, even taking things away from the rookie Joshua Williams.
Oh, Josh, man, I try to steal some things from him, as in using his hands. You know, he's very good with his hands, and he's very patient at the line. You know, I learned from him as a rookie, and I'm still learning myself, you know.
And Josh was extremely humbled to hear that Sneed was learning a few things from him, giving high praise to LJ in his presser.
Right. Well, first off, you know, that's a blessing for LJ to say that, because you know, I look up to LJ. That's somebody, that's a vet that I really do try to model myself after and take little things after. Almost any time I'm coming off the field, I'm asking him, you know, how I can do this, what did he do right here, and he'll give it to you. You know, he's not one of those people who's kind of just in his own world. He'll come and offer some of that wisdom.
So it's all love from the Chiefs cornerback room at the moment, even though there are some guys on there definitely fighting to make this roster. But to be clear, I do not think Sneed or Joshua Williams even have much to worry about. Sneed especially, of course. He's CB freaking 1. Get that straight. But Williams has been playing great, and I'm excited to see him continue to grow and get better as time goes on. So, with all that being said, what do you guys think about today's practice? Are you nervous like me about all the injuries that are already piling up? Are you excited, in spite of that, to see other receivers get opportunities to step up in Saturday's game against the Commanders? Players like Sky Moore and Justin Watson, among others, who are fighting for a spot like Josh Gordon and Corey Coleman. Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments down below, and let's fight about it down there like the Patriots and Panthers did today at their joint practice. Make sure to leave a super thanks or bearded comment to potentially be featured in an upcoming vid. Like this vid for the algorithm push, and note this, I'm going live tonight, 8 p.m. Central, which would be Wednesday night, for my weekly live stream. And then check out this video here, from Arrowhead Addict, in which they had a short interview with Brett Veach today. Very interesting. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. How about those?